Guys, as you've seen on the screen, I have placed here. Please pay attention to this episode. Um, the picture you've seen on the screen prior to the this intro here was in reference to Julius Jones, this gentleman here. He's right now sitting on death row, actually death watch over in Oklahoma. And when I get into the details of this case, you're not going to understand why Governor Stitt, is doing what he's doing in Oklahoma, other than one reason and one reason only. If you ever heard of a case where someone was wrongly convicted, this would be that case that you would say, how can they do this to this man? How can they do this to this man? All that and more when we come back.
We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the. Got a few situations that we wanna talk about. Got a few disagreements, we gon' need to talk it out. Right here in the hot seat, no need for another route. We gon' keep it 100 without the bottle count. LB gon' pull it out you. A dentist with a drill. Don't be all up in your feelings. Auntie gon' keep it real. Uncut with no chasing, no guard and no shield. Conversation productive, ain't worried about how you feel. Discussions keep on rising, shooting just like a rocket. They gon' need some addressing. Climaxing, can I stop it? Old news telling lies and getting out the pocket. This is Urban Bros Media, giving you hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the floor. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the floor. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. Just put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the floor.
As I said into the intro, a young man by the name of Julius Jones in Oklahoma is scheduled to be executed tomorrow, 4 p.m. in Oklahoma, unless Governor Stitt reverses the decision. It's people, when I give you the facts on this one, you're going to just shake your head. I mean, it's very unbelievable how a Governor Kevin Stitt, Stitt, can sit there on his butt for as long as he has and have not done anything. You may be asking, LB, what do you mean by doing anything? What can the governor do? I'm going to tell you. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the case. Julius, he was a student at the University of Oklahoma. And there was a killing. And the young man that was sentenced beside him by the name of Christopher Jordan, he privately told some inmates while he was in prison that Julius wasn't there. It was a frame up on Julius. He was single-handedly, Mr. Jordan single-handedly did this murder of his own. And with plea bargains, he got out in 15 years. Jordan did. Now, the people who also admitted to what Mr. Jordan had confided into them, they didn't ask for nothing and they didn't get nothing out of coming forward with the information. Well, let me proceed. 1999, Julius was 19 years old. And he was convicted for a murder. A murder that he had no part in. He was represented by federal attorneys Dale Bach and Amanda Bass, and was convicted and sentenced to death at the age of 19. And now he has spent half his life in prison, waiting to be executed for a crime that new, impelling evidence shows he wasn't even there. I want to give a shout out to Alvin Garrett. Thank you for the music that you hear in the background. Is by Alvin Garrett, By Myself. It's titled this, if you can hear it. I have it playing softly because I really want you guys to pay attention to what I'm saying. I really, really want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. And for those of you who are leaving hellos, updates, information in the comment section, I promise to you at the end of this episode, I will put your information up on the screen as you place it. But first, let me dig into the contents of this. It's serious, people. It's very serious. Oklahoma's Pardon and Parole Board voted 3-1 to recommend clemency. 3-1, ladies and gentlemen, clemency for Julius on November the 1st. The recommendation was commute Mr. Jones' death sentence to life in prison with the possibility of parole. Now it's up to consideration of Kevin Stitt. He's been had this information. Been had the information. He's scheduled to be executed November the 18th, which is tomorrow, 4 p.m. The report shows that more than 6.3 million people in county have signed a petition supporting Mr. Jones in his fight to prove his innocence in the killing of Paul Howe, a business person in Edmond, Oklahoma. Despite this, Mr. Jones' execution has been scheduled. He is one of 7 people facing execution in Oklahoma in the next 6 months. If carried out, they will be the first executions to take place in Oklahoma since 2015. After a series of box executions resulted in a statewide moratorium. Now, people, I'm going to go to some of my notes that I have. It said that Mr. Jones, he was a student of University of Oklahoma, and he received an academic scholarship. Great parents, great siblings, and Christopher Jordan stated he had nothing to do with the shooting. He wasn't even there. Now check this one out. The Conservative Board of Parole and Pardon, with appointees, listen closely, people, appointees from the Republican governor, have reviewed the case twice in 2 months. 2 months ago, it was the clemency hearing, and 2 weeks ago, it was the communication hearing. And in both hearings, the Oklahoma Board of Pardon and Parole, dominated by Republicans, voted 3-1 to grant Julius Jones clemency, to remove him from death row, to remove him from death watch, to stop the countdown, and to convert his sentence from death to life in prison with the possibility of parole. 2 times the board said this. Governor Stitt, has yet, people, he has yet to say anything. And the belief is he's just ignoring the board. Now, I laugh not because anything in reference to what the board with about Stitt. I laugh because this picture I'm getting ready to put on the on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this right here. The 10 Commandments. What is number 6? Does it say unless you kill someone? Does it say unless a group of people say that you did it and it's overwhelming evidence that you actually did it? No, it doesn't. And for Americans that have the audacity to go to church and don't rise up, and this kind of mess is happening in America, and you have a church, you have an organization of some sort of a religion, and I didn't make the commandment. I didn't type that commandment. I cropped it from a picture that came from Google.com search. 10 Commandments. Do your own. It's right there. You see the same picture I snatched. Now, people, all you God believers, all of you Jesus believers, all of you Mary believers. Number 6 says what? Thou shalt not kill. Where are you? Why aren't you standing up? Not just only for Julius, for any male or female that is on death watch. Why aren't you standing up? I'm passionate on this one, baby. Because I may be standing by myself, as Alvin said in the song. You don't have to stand with me. But I ask, you go to church every Sunday, every other Sunday, or some Sundays. And if your punk ass sit there and you can't stand up and go by number 6 alone, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, what are you doing? Are you playing church? Are you playing religion? Are you playing with God? Are you playing with your Jesus? Are you playing with your Mary? Are you playing with your Joseph? Are you playing with your scriptures? What are you doing? If you don't stand up and say something, people, Brother Sean King brought this to me. This information here goes to his network. He has callers there, people there to provide information that can help out. Also, that's the number there, which will go to Sean King's group. They will assist you in how to handle things. People, please pick the phone up. Pick the phone up. Your phone call will be anonymous. You do not have to give a name. Something's different this time. You don't have to give a name. Call. Don't call once. Call several times. Get the people in Oklahoma's attention. We got until 4 p.m. tomorrow. When I get off of this podcast here, I'll be making my 5th phone call. People, please make the phone call. Please sign the petition. If you don't want to leave your name, make a name. People. Just like my name was LB. Whatever your nickname is, please, people. If you are one of those who believe in this right here, number 6, 1 through 10, and you're not skewing out any, you believe in all 10, or just believe in the 10 commandments, period. Not saying which one you love the most or like the least. But if you believe in your God, in your Jesus, in your Mary, in your Joseph, in your Moses, in your scriptures, take a moment, cut the television off after viewing this right here, and sit by yourself and ask, am I doing the right thing by not saying nothing? No one in your church has to know. No one. But this young man right here, he don't deserve it. When it's reported, the board, people, the Republican board said, no, Stitt, don't let this go. And Stitt is not doing anything. Governor Kevin Stitt is not doing not one thing in reference to stopping it. Tell Governor Stitt to save Julius's life. Let them do more. Now, I'm going to go even deeper. Here's what you need to know about Julius's case. Julius was at home having dinner with his parents and sister at the time of the murder. Hello, going back, going to say this one more time. Julius was at home having dinner with his parents and sister at the time of the murder. However, his legal team failed to present his alibi in his original trial. His trial attorney did not call Mr. Jones or his family members to the stand. Number two, Mr. Jones did not match the description of the person who committed the crime. I'm going to repeat myself, people. He did not match the description of the person who committed the crime, which provided by a sole eyewitness. The person who killed Mr. Howe was described as 1 to 2 inches of hair, but Mr. Jones had a shaved head. Now, talk to me one time, people. How do you go from having a bald head to 1 to 2 inches of hair? 1 to 2 is a lot of hair, almost a half afro, black people. Y'all know what it is. And for white people, that's why I'm telling you, it's almost an afro. Get a tape measure. A man named Christopher Jordan matched the eyewitness hair description, but claimed only to have been the getaway driver and not the shooter at the trial. He was the star witness against Mr. Jones. But he later told people, in order to get off a 15-year sentence as a plea, he did that. Now he's free to drive, the getaway driver. 3 people in jail said Mr. Jones did not do this. Yes, look at his picture, people. 3 people in jail. 3 said he didn't do it. And that was per Mr. Jordan's comments in jail, as he confessed to everyone in jail. Now, check this one out. You know how they say you are the jurors are among your peers of the community? As we got other cases going down in Georgia, where quite naturally these white gentlemen are getting the jurors of their peers. Check this one out. 11 out of 12 jurors at Mr. Jones' trial were white. Mr. Jones ain't white. And one juror referred to Mr. Jones by the N-word and suggested that he be taken out behind the courthouse and shot. I'm going to repeat myself, people. 11 out of 12 jurors at Mr. Jones' trial were white. That's not a jury of his peers. They don't look like him. From his community anyway. And one jury referred to Mr. Jones by the N-word. Some people be saying, well, hey, El, how do you know he didn't live in a white community? Nah, he didn't. He didn't. Say that for somewhere else, people. He didn't. And then he was referred to as the N-word, and the juror said this now, a juror. So he done made his mind up, or she done made their mind up, that he be taken outside behind the courthouse and shot. 1/3 of District Attorney Macy's death penalty convictions have been overturned due to prosecutorial misconduct. This one hasn't. Now, there's bias already saying, hey, this nigger, forget N-word, this nigger, that's what they said, needs to be taken outside the courthouse and shot. Imagine that, people. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that's you that this person is talking about. And this person is saying, LB, that nigger needs to be taken outside the courthouse and shot. And for those people who know me, now, and I have a shaved head. Yeah. But they're saying I have 2 inches of hair on my head. You gonna let that fly? Well, his neighborhood, his community, a lot of people in Oklahoma, they've tried their best not to let that fly. America, we need you to not let this fly. If anything, if anything, just stop the execution and listen to your board, Mr. Stitt. That's all we asking. Your board twice said, this is what they said twice. Remove him from death row. Remove him from death watch. Stop the countdown. And to convert his sentence from death to life in prison with the possibility of parole. Why? Because these people reviewed the case. Mr. Stitt, you didn't. You weren't there. Parole. The parole board. The Oklahoma Board of Pardon and Parole reviewed it, and said, no, we can't do this. Stitt, why are you doing it? Why are you letting this happen on your watch, Mr. Stitt? Why? Yes, people, you should be shocked and awe right now. It overly keeps showing how hatred Americans are, how bigoted, how biased, how racist, and how controlling. If I do this, I'll show my constituents how much control and power I got. But if I don't do this, my constituents will see me weak and too humble. Punk, please. Yes, I said punk, not Trump. Punk, please. You are a punk. Why? Because when this right here, thou shalt not kill, number 6. I hope you have dreams about that, Mr. Stitt. I really do. If you don't stop this, I hope you have dreams. Didn't say pray, I just said hope. I hope you have dreams about number 6. Thou shalt not kill. Did not say thou shalt not kill unless they kill your brother, your sister, your mother, your father. It did not say that. I get it at that point in time, people. If someone's to kill someone in your family, you are angered. You are frustrated. You are heavily pissed. You are mad. Yes, you are enraged. I get it. I am human. I probably would be too. Most likely would be too. But I hope that I would have someone in my corner reminding me saying, LB, remember the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not kill. People, remember Julius Jones. Please call this number, 405-777-7840. Also go to freejuliusjones.com. Sign the petition, people. I'm not too sure that Stitt is listening. He could be watching some basketball game. Who knows? That's the caliber of this person here, because he could have stopped this a long time ago. Yes, he's had plenty of time, people, to stop this execution. He's chose not to. He chose to sit back and do nothing. As these people are saying, hey, Governor, listen to your people, listen to your Republican advisors. They're telling you, they've told you. They have told you, Governor Stitt, don't do it. The conservative board of parole and pardon, with appointees from the Republican governor. The governor appointed these people, reviewed this case twice, and said, don't do it. Do not allow the execution of Julius Jones to proceed. Kevin Stitt, they've asked you this. The township people have asked you. The city have asked you. The county has asked you. The state has asked you. Now America is asking you, Governor Stitt, do not do this. Do not do this. Do not do this, Governor. They're asking you. What more do you need, man? When it said that this brother was sitting at home with his parents. 11 out of 12 jurors were white. One called him the N word, the Nigger, nigger, and suggested that he be taken out behind the courthouse and shot. That right there alone should have said, hey, we got to have a new jury. Because this jury they cannot judge on this case. And whoever he said that to, if it was to some of the other jurors, all the jurors got to be removed. Yes. It's stated that he did not fit the description. Mr. Jones had a shaved head at the time, and they said the description of the guy had 1 to 2 inches of hair. Julius was at home eating dinner with his parents and his sister at the time of the murder. And his legal team didn't even put him or his family members on the stand to tell the truth, tale of the tape. Think if that was you, people. How would you feel if you were Mr. Jones? Would you want LB to try his best to get the word out to say, hey, they didn't do this. They don't deserve what's going on right now. Please save this person. Would you want me doing that? Would you want me doing all that I can do? And you will also want all Americans who believe in that, so to speak, to also rise up, stand up. If you would, then I ask you, I implore you, please call 405-777-7840 and go to freejuliusjones.com. Thank you, Sean King, for putting this on the breakdown. My brother, I hope your contributions to help saving Julius makes the change in the heart of Governor Stitt, Kevin Stitt. It's up to you. I really do wish that you show that you have a heart behind the leadership of God, the leadership of Jesus, the leadership of your Mary, the leadership of your Joseph, the leadership of Moses. I really do wish that you would show that versus the leadership to your constituents to show your muscle. Don't do that. Don't do that. My people, as I said earlier, hey to you, Terry. It's been a while since I've seen you, sis. It's been a while. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Shout out to you, Terry. I really appreciate you you stepping in and leaving your comments. Danielle Litz, he's going to get what he deserves. You reap what you sow. Period. 100% true. And that's why I said earlier, Danielle or Daniel. I'm not for sure. I don't want to mess the name up right now. I'm a little passionate about the topic. If it's Daniel, whichever one it is, I really do appreciate you coming in, chiming in, and leaving your comment. But this right here, I really do hope if Stitt allows this execution to go past, I hope he has dreams for the remainder of his life about thou shalt not kill. People, I'm going to go. But as I go, I want you guys to go as well and call 405-777-7840 and also go to sign the petition, freejuliusjones.com. It's simple. It's simple. I love you. Until next time, y'all be good.